And thank you everyone for joining this webinar. My name is Maria. I'm going to be presenting today a little bit more of how to start with your ShareFile account. First, we want to say thank you so much for your business, and we're going to see how to access the ShareFile domain, understand the dashboard, overview all the features, create an employee, create a client, and review the permissions. We're going to also see how to create a folder, how to send and request files from that folder, manage folders and permissions, e-signatures overview, and also how to explore applications and resources. All right, so first of all, we want to share how to sign into ShareFile. The first or the best option for you to be able to access your ShareFile account is if you know your subdomain. In this case, my subdomain is Maria Solis. So the best option is type in the URL subdomain.sharefile.com. In this case, it will be mariasolis.sharefile.com. If I go to that website, automatically it will take me to my sign-in page where you can basically just type in your credentials, email, and password so you can access the account. That is one option. The second option is if you don't know your subdomain, you can always just go to sharefile.com. You're going to see a login option in the top right corner. Just click on it, and it's going to request your subdomain again. In the example that you don't know the subdomain, all you have to do is you're going to see don't know your account subdomain right below the continue button. Just go ahead and click there. And by typing in your email, our system will send you an email confirmation with all of the accounts that you have been added previously. In this case, I have my email open so you can see that example. So as you can see, I have been added to 3 accounts. You're going to see the name of the account, the last sign in, and you're going to see the URL of that account. As mentioned, the subdomain is always going to be in front of the .sharefile.com, in this case, Maria Solis. Also, you can just click on it, and this is going to take you right to the sign-in page that I was previously mentioning. So this time I'm going to go ahead and sign in. FYI, you also have this forgot your password option in case you don't remember your password. And same thing, the system will send you an email with a button for you to just go ahead and reset the password. In this case, I'm just going to go ahead and sign in. And you're going to land in the dashboard for ShareFile. We're going to go ahead and talk a bit about ShareFile and what you can see right now on the dashboard. First, to the left column is basically all the features that we have. We're going to talk a bit in a moment. Right now, let's go ahead and talk about the dashboard itself. The first thing that you're going to see is the recent files. Everything that you have requested, uploaded previously or very recent is going to show up listed here. So you can just click on it and it will go right through. The second part is the shortcuts. This is basically for you to save a couple of clicks. And let's say that you want to share a file or request a file. Everything is right here on the first site, let's say like that. So you can just go ahead and request a file and it's going to do it right away. You don't have to go anywhere else to start that process. If you scroll down, you're going to see the tutorials that we have, videos, and some helpful links in case you are basically starting with ShareFile and you're not sure of how to do something. Here is where you can come and see a couple of videos so you can start in an easy way. FYI, this dashboard, it's something that you can completely customize. If you want, you can remove some of the shortcuts from here, let's say like that, or you can even add a favorites tab. Let me show you. And as you can see, shortcuts is not showing up anymore, and I now see the favorites. I'm gonna add all of them so you can see how it looks. Perfect, now we see everything. From here on, let me show you a bit more about the left part of the screen, this is basically all the features or um, all that you will have available within your plan. In this case, my plan is a premium plan. So right now I'm going to see projects, templates, signatures, and the folders, right? If you have a different type of plan, probably advanced or standard, you might not see this signatures or workflows. But basically, everything that you see here to the left is what you are able to access. Most of the plans or all the plans will have the folders part. You will, if you have a license, you're definitely going to have a personal folder that you can use for you to save any type of personal information. And you also will have the share folders. In here is where you can manage all of the account and request and send a little bit more of files, let's say like that, and have an order for your structure. From there on, we have the favorites. Everything that you have marked as favorite is going to be showing up here. We also have the file box. The file box is by default where all the files will come in if you request a file. Let me show you actually real quick. If you go and request a file, by default, this file location is going to show the file box. So if you don't change this, that's where you can go ahead and find that information and move it from there in an easy way. We also have the recycle bin. The recycle bin is basically where you can find all the information if by mistake you delete the information. Here is where you can go ahead and locate that that folder or that file that you have uploaded. From there on, we have the projects. This comes only with the feature premium. I'm sorry, with the premium plan. So this is basically for you to create a project, name it, assign it to an employee of yours, and request files in an easy way. This is not something that we're not going to go through this right now. But if you have more questions or if you would like to know how to use it, you can find information for projects on ShareFile documentations. Later on, my coworker is going to show you how to get there. We also have the workflows. Again, this feature comes with the premium plan, but if you are interested, as with projects, you can just come to a browser and type projects, ShareFile, and you're going to see the documentations that we have for projects or for workflows. But let's go ahead and move forward. I have also the templates options here in case you want to create a template and use it in an easy way. Basically, just go ahead and save it, and all the information will be ready for you to start that template when you need it. We have the signatures. My coworker Alexis is going to go through that information in a moment. And we're going to go to inbox. The inbox is basically where you can see all the links that you have request. If you create or generate a link to share a file or request a file, those links have expiration dates. I'm going to show you real quick also. For example, I can go ahead and request a file. And if I go to edit, well, I can basically in this part kind of choose the file where I want it to go. And I can get a link or send to a specific people. But this information have the options for you to change the expiration date here. And let's say have it for a link that it will never expire, or I can have it in 6 months. So it expires in 6 months. If I go ahead and request this, it's gonna generate an entry in the inbox that you can come here, see, and even expire if you want. Let's say that you don't want that to be expiring in 183 days anymore. You can just come here and expire the link right away, or you will have the option to resend the link as you saw there in a moment. Now, let's talk about the people tab. Basically, there are two type of users that you can add to your account. We're going to see this too during this webinar. First, you have the browse employees and then the browse clients. we're going to talk a bit more about the difference between the both, and we're going to show you how to create a client, an employee, and how to create a client. So first, the difference between both is that the employee will have access to create folders, create clients if they want. Uh, the difference is mostly the permissions. When you create a client, in the other hand, the client will be only having permissions within a folder and not to the account itself. Okay. So I'm going to show you how to create one, and you're going to see the difference a bit more. Right now, if I go to browse employees under people, you're going to see that this is first of all going to require a license. So right now I only have 2 licenses assigned. There are 5 in the plan, so I can go ahead and add a new one. If I add a new user, I'm going to have Christina added to this account. Out. All you have to do is fill out the information of who is going to be the employee and scroll down. You're going to see this user access that you can expand. This is going to show you all of the information or all of the permissions that you can provide to an employee. Okay, so for example, by default, this will give them the option to use the file box, create root folder and share folders, and manage clients, create clients. Let's say that I want to provide this employee the option to also request signatures. In that case, I'm going to go ahead and add this check marks. So the signatures part is also assigned to this user. I'm not gonna go through all of the permissions, but I'm gonna show you though how to access the documentation in case you need to review a bit more. So if you go to Google and just type permissions for ShareFile, you're going to see this documentation where basically you can see all the different type of permissions and what they mean. So if you're not clear with something, you can review this information, and this is going to give you a quick explanation of what that permission is going to do. Let me go back and let's move forward. So I'm not going to check any of the rest of the permissions. I'm just going to scroll down and I'm going to hit create and review, so you can see the whole process. As soon as I hit create and review, the system will request if I want to assign a folder to this person right away. I'm not going to do that right now, but if you want to, for example, assign an employee something, all you have to do is click there and just choose the folder that that person is going to be working, and that's it. Right now, I'm just going to hit continue anyways. Perfect. So once you continue, or once you hit continue, the creation of the employee was completed. Now you have the option to send an email confirmation to that employee. In this case, I'm gonna leave it as it is, and I'm gonna also check this option here in the bottom that will send me a copy of that email so I can have documentation on everything. All you have to do after that is hit notify, and that created the user. I'm going to show you how that email looks for that employee. Okay. This is the email that I created. This is my test account. As you can see, I already received the email saying that the account from Maria's Shelter provided me a license. All I have to do as the client is hit activate account, or as the employee in this example. And this is gonna basically request personal information, first name, last name, company, I'm sorry. All I have to do is hit continue and set up a password for this account. Okay, I have it ready. So I hit create password. And it's ready. Basically, I already have access to the account, and I can start using ShareFile as Christina in this example. Now I am going to remove this and continue with the example of the client so you can see the difference. As mentioned previously, a client won't require a license and is basically someone that you can just provide access to a folder. They will be able to download information, upload information, or even view. If you only want them to view, you can play with the permissions. So I'm gonna add a client right now, and I'm gonna add my coworker here. Okay. I'm just gonna, as you can see, the first options for you to grant access, like for e-signatures or create clients, is not gonna show up here. All you can do is basically assign a folder if you want, or add this user to a distribution link, copy folder access from existing users or from existing clients, but that's it. You don't have the option to give them permissions to create folders or to create clients. This is only a folder based permission. Basically all you have to do at this point is go ahead and create and continue. Same information, you can assign a folder from here or just continue anyway. At this point, I'm going to continue anyway, and it's the same process as before with the employee. It will request or give you a preview of the email that we're going to send to that client saying this person or this company just gave you access to this folder. I'm going to also send me a copy and hit notify. And that's basically how you can create a user. I'm going to show you real quick how to provide access to a user on a folder. Also, as mentioned, you can create the user from people, or you can just go to the folder directly that you have created, go to people, and in here you also have the option to basically or add the user that I just created. You have to add people and just, for example, just type in the name. I have Michael already here. That's the one that I just added. Or you also have the option to create a user from the folder itself. Okay, so there are two different options for you to create clients only from the folder itself or from the people tab. If you do it from here, you will have the option to provide the permissions right away. To the right, you're going to see the permissions that you're providing to this user, and basically a little bit more of the information that you have on the alerts. Let's say that I want this person to be notified when they upload information and I want to be notified too. Here is where you can set it up. And basically that's it. This is how you can add a client. I'm going to add it so you can see how it looks, and I'm going to provide these permissions. Now I see that Michael is under the people tab in this folder, so he will be able to access this folder itself. From there on, I think that that's my part. I'm gonna provide, or I'm gonna give access to Alexis. He will be explaining a little bit more how to use, how to create folders and use e-signatures. Alexis?
Thank you so much, Maria. That was great. Thank you, everyone, for being here. I'm Alexis Romero. I'm Customer Success Engineer. Now, on the left side, you will see a column, a tab that says folders. So I will create a folder here. You can either create this on a personal folders or share folders. So I need to do this on share folders, right? I want to create a folder here. So I will click on the plus sign here on the top right, create a folder. Let's click here. I will name this test. You can add people to the folder from creating the folder if needed. I will skip this part. And you can also apply a template if you already have a template. You will also see some question marks that let you know some information about this specific feature. Okay, awesome. So let's click on create a folder. Now, let's upload a file to this folder. So I will click on browse files, or you can drag the files here. I will click on browse a file and I will look for a file here. On my desktop, I already have a test document to upload. And this is how it looks. You can check. You can either download this, share, send for signature, initiate approval, export if needed, or more. You can delete, preview, move, copy, rename, check out, favorite, add a note, or sign yourself. Okay, that's how you upload a file. Now, I want to share this specific file. So I will check the box and I will click on share. So I can create a link for this specific file for someone to view or download. And you can check the options that we have for this file to be downloaded or viewed. Okay, I will click on the options here. Now, access options allow people with this link to download, view, or edit if they need to sign in. I will leave it as download. And who can access this link? Again, we have the check marks that let us know a little bit more about this feature. Now, anyone public, anyone that has this link can access to download this specific file. Anyone public that must enter a name and an email to keep track of who is accessing this link. Only clients and employee users after signing in. That means that they already need to have an account within your ShareFile, or only employees. Okay. This time I will do it. Anyone public must enter a name and email, so you can take a look how it looks. Now you can share. You can check the access expiration after certain amount of time. Could be 6 months, 180 days, after 3 months, after 30 days, after a week, or after 1 day. So let's do after 1 day. We have some checkbox here. Always link to the latest version of the file. Or if you need to add a watermark, you can add a watermark here. Now, for the notifications part, you can notify me when this link is accessed. So every time this link is accessed by someone, it's going to send me a notification. I will create and copy. Great. Now I have this link. I will access it for you to take a look. Remember that I selected to create this view to be able to check the view file as anyone public. So this is the file here. We can change the options back to ShareFile if needed. Share, edit options. Only client and employee users after sign in. I can click on save here. Copy. I can either also send to a specific people or create another link if needed. You can always go back to this and edit the options for the specific link. And it's going to let you know if it expires after 1 day. Okay, awesome. Now, how do I request a file from inside the folder, right? We can go to, give me just 1 second here, the plus sign here, and you can click on request a file. The file location will be obviously this folder. You can either send to a specific people or get a link. Today I will get a link for this. Again, I can edit the options. This is going to have the disclaimer in which option I already have. So anyone can upload without signing in if they provide a name and email. So I'll edit the options here. And the expires after a year. And notify me when files are uploaded. I will click on save. I will click on copy to clipboard. I will paste this. Now it's requesting me to enter a name and email. So I will choose one of my emails. First name, last name, company if needed. Click on continue. And you can browse through files. Click on upload. Okay, if I go back to my ShareFile, I will refresh this and I'm going to be able to see that specific file. There you go. Awesome. You can edit the name if needed after the customer sends that information. And you can again download this, share the file, send for signature, export if needed, delete, preview, move, copy. You will have all the same options. Great. Now, this is how you request a file and share a file from within a folder. Now let's jump into how to create a signature. So on the left side again, you'll see the tab for signatures. Top right, create a signature request. You can either send for signature, bulk send of signatures, and sign yourself. Today I will do it a regular send for signature part. Okay, awesome. Now you can drag the files here, or you can browse files from ShareFile, from within your ShareFile, from computer, or you can use a template if you already have a template for this. I will do it from my computer. I already have a task document, PDF. I will open this up. And I will send this to one of my test emails that I already have registered here. You can choose if this is a signer or only a viewer for this specific file. Then you can click on next step. Now, on the left side, you'll see all the options that we have available. So we have a signature field, initials field, date field. Okay. You can add a text if needed, a drop-down menu, a checkbox, or a group of checkbox. Also an attachment. So I will leave it like this for demonstration purposes. I will click on next step. I can choose the document name. Where would you like to store the signed document? I will edit this. I want this to go to my share folders and to customer files. I will click on select. I can check the recipients here. You can add a note. You can select the expiration for this specific document to be signed. So let's do 60 days. So this is not going to be available after this specific date. If you wanted to add an extra layer of security on the file, you can do passcode. And you can send the passcode to the customer before sending the document. or after sending the document. Great, I will skip this for now. And I will send for signature request. Now we can check that this is already in progress, and I should receive to my test email a notification that I need to send a signature for this specific file. Awesome. It would look like this. Review and sign document. We have some instructions at the very beginning. So remember the fields that I selected. A date, initials, and a text. I will select test. I will click on submit signature, submit, and it changed the status to executed. I will receive another email saying that the file has been signed in a few minutes. But there you go. You can view the document here, but also you can go back to ShareFile. Remember that I selected my share folders and customer files. Demo signature for Alexis Romero signed certificate. I will click on this. And you will see at the end the signature certificate, the reference number if you need it. If you're having experience in any issue and you need to contact support, you can always refer to this number and give this information to support so they can allocate this specific signature. And you have all the information you need for make a digital signature legal. Okay. So with this, we finish our part of signatures. Let me go back to ShareFile. Go to the dashboard. You will see the recent files here for you to take a look. Also, on the top right, we will have some information here. Really important information. If you need any help, you can click here. Visit Help Center. And this is how you're going to get to the Help Center. For example, if you want to look how to create a folder, you will have all the information on how to create a folder within the Help Center. Also, on the bottom right, you will have a chat with us button. If you need to chat with support regarding a technical issue, billing issue, depends on the issue you want to take a look. So let me do a quick demo of this. Service status, trending issues, technical support, customer service, or something else. You can choose. Okay, I will end the chat here. Save the transcript. It will download the transcript of the chat. Awesome. We also have our apps. So we have our apps for Windows, ShareFile for Windows, you can download here. ShareFile for Outlook, you can download here. ShareFile for Gmail. We also have our apps for Mac, mobile, and third-party integrations. We have QuickBooks, Salesforce, Microsoft Office online integration, and some others. Okay, so with this, I will finish my part of the demonstration. If anyone have any questions,